What's up, everybody? So let's talk about President Joe Biden announcing that he will not continue to run for re-election, and he now endorses Kamala Harris. Lord have mercy. Trump gonna win again, y'all. He gonna win. Lord. Because if it's one thing that I do know, these men ain't gonna want no woman to be president. And those are facts. And just for that simple fact, people gonna vote for Trump. Even if they don't want to vote for Trump, Trump gonna get voted for. Quite honestly, what President Joe Biden should have done was continue to run this election, and then if he had won, he should have stepped down and let Kamala take over that way. That's my thoughts about the whole thing. But anyway, this is what President Joe Biden had to say. My fellow Americans, over the past 3.5 years, we have made great progress as a nation. We have? Yeah, that's what he said. Today, America has the strongest economy in the world. We do? Hey, that's what he said, y'all. We've made historic investments in rebuilding our nation, in lowering prescription drug costs for seniors, and in expanding affordable health care to a record number of Americans. We've provided critically needed care to 1 million veterans exposed to toxic substances, passed the first gun safety law in 30 years, appointed the first African American woman to the Supreme Court, and passed the most significant climate legislation in the history of the world. America has never been better positioned to lead than we are today. I don't know now, Joey B. But anyway, I know none of these could have been done without you, the American people. Together, we overcame a once in a century pandemic and the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. We've protected and preserved our democracy. And we've revitalized and strengthened our alliances around the world. It has been the greatest honor of my life to serve as your president. And while it has been my intention to seek re-election, I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and to focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term. And listen, we all know that Joe Biden has some type of health issues, and I'm inclined to believe that he may be having some dementia. Okay, I'm not a doctor, but although I do agree that he needs to step down, however, I think he should have still went through with this re-election to at least try to win against Trump. And if he had won, then that's when he should have stood down and then gave Kamala the position to take over. He goes on to say, I will speak to the nation later this week in more detail about my decision. For now, let me express my deepest gratitude to all those who have worked so hard to see me reelected. I want to thank Vice President Kamala Harris for being an extraordinary partner in all this work. And let me express my heartfelt appreciation to the American people for the faith and trust you have placed in me. I believe today what I always have, that there is nothing America can't do when we do it together. We have to remember we are the United States of America. He also goes on to say, my fellow Democrats, I have decided not to accept the nomination and to focus all my energies on my duties as president for the remainder of my term. My very first decision as the party nominee in 2020 was to pick Kamala Harris as my vice president, and it's been the best decision I've made. Today, I want to offer my full support and endorsement for Kamala to be the nominee of our party this year. Democrats, it's time to come together and beat Trump. Let's do it. And y'all, I hate to be pessimistic, but listen, I really don't have faith that Kamala is going to win. I really don't. I hate to be that way, but I don't. I really don't. I mean, if they didn't vote for Hillary, being that she's a white woman, they definitely not going to vote for Kamala. I I'm just saying. And am I going to vote for Kamala? Of course I am. Of course I will vote for her just so that Trump won't get back in there. Okay? And if more people get together and come together and do that, especially if they don't want Trump in there, they need to come together and really go out in droves and vote for Kamala. They really do. Kamala has made a statement too as well. She said, on behalf of the American people, I thank Joe Biden for his extraordinary leadership as president of the United States and for his decades of service to our country. His remarkable legacy of accomplishment is unmatched in modern American history, surpassing the legacy of many presidents who have served 2 terms in office. It is a profound honor to serve as a vice president, and I am deeply grateful to the president, Dr. Biden, and the entire Biden family. I first came to know President Biden through his son, Beau. We were friends for our days working together as attorneys general of our home states. As we worked together, Beau would tell me stories about his dad, the kind of father and the kind of man he was. And the qualities Beau revered in his father are the same qualities, the same values I have seen every single day in Joe's leadership as president. His honesty and integrity, his big heart and commitment to his faith and his family, and his love of our country and the American people. With the selfless and patriotic act, President Biden is doing what he has done throughout his life for service, putting the American people and our country above everything else. I am honored to have the president's endorsement, and my intention is to earn and win this nomination. Over the past year, I have traveled across the country talking with Americans about the clear choice in this momentous election. And that is what I will continue to do in the days and weeks ahead. I will do everything in my power to unite the Democratic Party and unite our nation to defeat Donald Trump and his extreme Project 2025 agenda. We have 107 days until Election Day. Together we will fight, and together we will win. And that's what Kamala had to say. And if y'all don't know what Project 2025 is, I suggest you go on to YouTube. You should Google what it is, because it is about a 900-page document of what we should expect, how the country will be ran if Trump becomes the president. It's a lot. Listen, I did not read that document. It's a lot to it, but I found some great videos that actually explain everything I needed to know about if Trump wins this presidency, what we should expect. Okay? And if you don't want a lot of the stuff that Trump is planning to do, y'all don't need to vote for him. Okay? Y'all should vote for Kamala. All right. So, like I said, Kamala get my vote. Okay. Kamala get my vote. Project 2025. Google it. Okay. Google it. Also, President Bill Clinton and the Secretary Clinton made a statement too as well. They said President Biden has capped his extraordinary career of service with a presidency that has lifted America out of an unprecedented pandemic, created millions of new jobs, rebuilt a battered economy, strengthened our democracy, and restored our standing in the world. By any measure, he has advanced our founders' charge to build a more perfect union and his own stated goal of restoring the soul of our nation. We join millions of Americans in thanking President Biden for all he has accomplished, standing up for America time and again, with his North Star always being what's best for the country. We are honored to join the president in endorsing Vice President Harris, and will do whatever we can to support her. We've lived through many ups and downs, but nothing has made us more worried for our country than the threat posed by a second Trump term. He has promised to be a dictator on day one, and the recent ruling by his servile Supreme Court will only embolden him to further shred the Constitution. Now is the time to support Kamala Harris and fight with everything we've got to elect her. America's future depends on it. And not Trump over here calling Joe Biden crooked. Yes, he made a statement and said crooked Joe Biden was not fit to run for president and is certainly not fit to serve and never was. Trump, now come on now. Joey over here was actually concerned about you getting shot, and he reached out to you, and now you calling the man crooked? He only attained the position of president by lies, fake news, and not leaving his basement. All those around him, including his doctor and the media, knew that he wasn't capable of being president, and he wasn't. And now look what he's done to our country, with millions of people coming across our border totally unchecked and unvetted, many from prisons, mental institutions, and record numbers of terrorists. We will suffer greatly because of his presidency, but we will remedy the damage he has done very quickly. Make America great again. Shut up, Trump. And it's literally the pot calling the kettle black for me, because how Trump think that he has the right to call Joe Biden crooked? Like, Trump, you don't think you crooked either? Because truth be told, you ain't fit for the presidency either. Okay? You're not either. And truth be told, I really think that they need to get younger people to run for the presidency. Okay? I know the youngest you can be is 35. Now, I think the oldest should be 65. From the age range of 35 to 65. Anyone after 65 should not be able to run for presidency, because after that, no. And because after a certain age, you are not as sharp, your mind is not as good, you don't remember anything. So, and you see what happened to Biden. And Trump, he's not really fit either, because he brought out a lot of racist people, and y'all know it. Y'all know Trump brought out a lot of racist people. People thought that they could be over here saying what they want to. Nah. This is going to be a true shit show, y'all. I mean, child, this is a whole hot mess. Okay? So, what do y'all think about this? Y'all let me know how y'all feel, honey, about this whole situation with Joe Biden stepping down for the re-election and then endorsing Kamala. Y'all know what y'all gotta do. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Share this video, like this video, and y'all know what y'all gotta do. Stay tuned for the next video. Bye.